President Joe Biden will make a landmark trip to Israel in an ironclad show of U.S. support. A wartime trip will pose security risks, and U.S. is seen as a less potential peace broker. However, Washington's angry Arab allies are pointing to U.S. failure to actively engage. Analysts say the war is tilting the global balance of power in favor of Russia and China. Here's a look at Israel-Hamas military balance and the key questions surrounding Biden's visit. Biden will hold talks with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and make clear Tel Aviv has the right to defend itself. The visit will also seek to avert a regional conflict with Hamas-backed Iran, which warned of possible preemptive action against Israel in the coming hours. Repeated fire in recent days along Israel's northern border with Lebanon has claimed lives on both sides and compounded fears of a regional spillover of the war. Biden's visit also comes amid frantic diplomatic efforts to ease the deepening humanitarian crisis in Gaza after waves of Israeli retaliatory airstrikes. The timing of the U.S. president's visit is highly sensitive. Israel is gearing up for a ground invasion of Gaza and pummeling it with air and artillery strikes. And then there are security risks. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken was taken to a bunker after air raid sirens went off as he visited Netanyahu in Jerusalem on Monday. After Israel, Biden will travel to Jordan, where he will meet King Abdullah II, Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas, and Egyptian President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. From its first months in office, the Biden administration made a distinctive decision on its West Asia policy. It deprioritized a half-century of efforts by past presidents, particularly democratic ones, to broker a broad and lasting peace between Israel and the Palestinians. Administration officials early on sketched out what they called Biden's policy on quiet diplomacy. They advocated for more modest improvements in Palestinian freedoms and living conditions under Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's hardline government. The Israeli Prime Minister's government has encouraged settlement in the West Bank and includes coalition partners that oppose the U.S.-backed two-state solution. The less ambitious approach fit with Biden's determination to pivot his foreign policy focus from West Asia hotspots to China. But the long-term risks of sidelining the Israeli-Palestinian conflict exploded back into view with the Hamas attack on Israel and Tel Aviv's heavy bombardment of Gaza. For Biden, walking away with a deal on containing the regional crisis is crucial. The war is proving a boon for America's main geopolitical rivals. China and Russia and Iran have long sought to undermine the U.S.-backed international system and are now taking advantage of America's destruction. Pointing at the mounting Palestinian deaths, Moscow revealed in what it calls the hypocrisy of the Western governments. China, too, has embraced the Palestinian cause in a way it had not done in decades. Its once cordial ties with Israel are reportedly in tatters. The United States is surging assistance for Israel, including missiles for its Iron Dome interceptor system. After ordering its largest aircraft carrier to move closer to Israel, Washington deployed a second aircraft carrier. The U.S. is also deploying hostage experts to Israel. Commander of the U.S. Central Command in Tel Aviv says, and I quote, "I'm here to ensure Israel has what it needs, and I'm focused on other parties expanding the conflict." For Hamas, it is a hugely asymmetric struggle. There is a moment when Hamas will need to find a way out, including for the sake of its own population, who will pay the highest price. Israel has one of the best resourced militaries in the world, hugely supported by Washington. Hamas and other Palestinian groups in the Gaza Strip have a variety of homemade and smuggled rockets at their disposal to use against Israel. Hezbollah's expansive Iranian-supplied arsenal of rockets, drones and missiles poses a bigger threat. Hezbollah can rain fire on targets throughout Israel, including with far more advanced and hard-hitting weaponry than what Hamas has been able to muster. Our diplomatic correspondent Sirhan Sibol is in Jerusalem reporting for us from Ground Zero. He has sent us this report.
Behind me is one of the holiest places on the planet. But there is a sense of uneasy calm. The uneasy calm in the aftermath of the Hamas strikes in southern Israel and now the Israeli retaliation. Will there be a ground offensive by Israel in Gaza is something that is being talked about. But the Americans are keen that there is a diplomatic solution. The US President Joe Biden will be traveling to Israel in a show of support and solidarity. But essentially, the Israeli Prime Minister is under a lot of pressure to act against Hamas hideouts in Gaza, something that can lead to a humanitarian catastrophe. But he also faces a bleak political future if he is seen laxed. With video journalist Sanjeet Siddhansibal for WION in Jerusalem.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.